Have you ever felt that the more you question the world, the less it seems to make sense? That the more deeply you think, the harder it becomes to relate to others? You're not alone. In a world built on speed, convenience, and surface-level interaction, deep thinkers often find themselves out of place. Not because they're wrong, but because they go too deep in a society that thrives on staying shallow. From the ancient cynics like Diogenes to modern minds like Carl Jung, there's a long history of thinkers who didn't quite fit in. Not because they were flawed, but because they saw through illusions most people would rather not confront. But why does this disconnect happen? Why do the people who think most critically often feel the most alienated? Let's explore. At the heart of it is a simple but uncomfortable truth. Most people don't want truth. They want comfort. And comfort comes from certainty, repetition, and shared beliefs. Deep thinkers disrupt that comfort. They ask questions that don't have easy answers. They challenge the status quo, not out of rebellion, but out of necessity. This isn't a matter of arrogance. It's a matter of perspective. While most people move through life by following paths laid out for them, education, career, family, retirement, deep thinkers often pause and ask, why this path? Who built it? And for whose benefit? And that pause, that curiosity, is where the friction begins. Because the moment you question a shared belief, you no longer belong to the group that holds it. Psychologists have a term for this: cognitive dissonance, the discomfort we feel when someone introduces information that conflicts with what we believe. It's much easier to reject the thinker than to rethink the thought. This is why society often labels deep thinkers as overthinkers, troublemakers, or even pessimists. But let's go deeper. Why does society react this way to intelligence, particularly introspective, philosophical intelligence? The answer lies in how we evolved. Human beings didn't survive through isolation. We survived through cohesion. Belonging to a tribe wasn't optional. It was survival. And questioning group beliefs, that was a threat. So today, when a deep thinker questions politics, religion, or even cultural habits, the reaction they get is rarely rational. It's instinctive, emotional, defensive. And that instinct says, push this person out, silence them, label them. This is why many intelligent people feel like outsiders in their own communities. Not because they choose solitude, but because solitude becomes their only refuge from misunderstanding. And here's the paradox. The deeper your thoughts go, the fewer people can follow. It's not elitism. It's simply that thinking deeply requires time, stillness, and discomfort. Three things our hyper-connected world actively avoids. In fact, studies show that most people would rather shock themselves with electricity than sit alone with their thoughts for 15 minutes. Think about that. So, where does that leave the thinker? Trapped between worlds, too complex for simple conversations, yet too human to want complete isolation. This is what made philosophers like Kierkegaard and Simone Weil retreat into solitude. They weren't antisocial, they were hyper-aware. They felt everything, saw everything, and that sensitivity came at a cost. And yet, there is a hidden beauty in this burden. Because while shallow minds seek noise, deep minds seek meaning. And meaning isn't found in popularity or validation. It's found in understanding. Yes, deep thinking can be isolating, but it can also be liberating. It allows you to see patterns where others see chaos, to find peace in solitude, and to connect, not with crowds, but with ideas that outlive time and culture. So, if you've ever felt like your thoughts are too much for the room, remember this: you're not broken. You're just tuned to a frequency most people don't hear, and that's okay, because the world needs people who question, who reflect, and who choose depth over distraction. Not everyone will understand you, but those who do will really understand you, and in the end, that's worth more than all the applause in the world.